On a rainy day, my mom picked up a woman soaked from head to toe. The woman was a master at raising snakes. She said, "Snakes are born lustful, perfect tonic for men." My mom picked the biggest, fattest one from her snakes and stewed it into a soup for my brother. That night, he climbed into her bed. Looking at the snake pit full of writhing serpents, my mom grinned. "We've struck gold. This stuff actually works." The next morning, the woman walked out of the room with red-rimmed eyes, and behind her was my brother, looking thoroughly satisfied. I ran up to the woman, worried. "Are you okay?" Before she could respond, my mom kicked me to the ground. "What do you mean, you? Call her your sister-in-law." I didn't dare talk back. I shrank away and murmured, "Sister-in-law." After discovering the wonders of snake meat, my mom hung up a sign in front of our house. "Snakes, for sale, 10,000 apiece." The villagers stared at the snakes, then at my mom, suspicious. "Are these snakes really as good as you say?" My mom didn't waste words. She rolled up her sleeves and with a swift chop, cut off a snake's head. "Does it work?" "Don't take my word for it. I'll stew one up now and let everyone see for themselves." My sister-in-law turned pale and warned my mom, "These are lust snakes. They must be eaten at home." "If people eat them here, they won't be able to hold themselves back." My mom slapped her hard across the face. "Who asked for your opinion? You open your mouth again, I'll beat you to death." Blood trickled from the corner of her mouth. She opened her lips but didn't dare say more. Soon, a rich aroma drifted from the iron pot over the fire, and the people nearby started drooling at the smell. I inhaled the meaty scent, filling the air so fragrant, way better than pork. My mom looked around smugly, pleased with everyone's reactions. Just as I was about to take a step forward, my sister-in-law grabbed my arm. She clamped a hand over my nose and shook her head. "Don't smell it. And don't you dare eat it." I stared at her, confused, wanting to ask why. But she refused to say a word, just held on to me tightly. In no time, the snake meat in the pot was gone, not even a drop of soup left. The men who ate it all looked flushed, necks thick, their eyes on my sister-in-law glowing with a strange green light. No one knows who got bold enough to grab my sister-in-law's butt, but she screamed in terror. Unfortunately, that scream only stirred the men even more. They couldn't hold back anymore and lunged at her one after another. I tried to stop them but got flung to the ground. I looked to my brother for help after all. She was his wife now, at least in name. But my brother only glanced over and said nothing. My mom shouted from the side, "You want to sleep with her? Then pay extra!" No one knows how long it lasted, but eventually, the men pulled up their pants and climbed off her one by one. Each of them took a snake with them when they left. My mom beamed as she counted the money and urged my sister-in-law to raise another batch. She said nothing, just got up from the ground, dazed and stumbling back to her room. That night, after my mom and brother fell asleep, I sneaked into her room and handed her a packet of lime. "Sister-in-law, I don't have any medicine, but lime can stop the bleeding. Use this for now. Tomorrow, I'll go to the mountain to find herbs for you." She looked at the lime, then at me, and suddenly gave a chilling smile that made my skin crawl. I asked cautiously, "Why are you smiling?" She didn't answer. Instead, she patted my head and said, "Whatever you do, don't eat any of the leftover snake meat. Not a single bite. Got it?" I didn't understand why, but I nodded firmly. "Got it, sister-in-law. Don't worry. I won't eat any." She finally let me go, looking satisfied. The next morning, I woke up to my mom's piercing scream. I shot up from bed and rushed outside. My sister-in-law had hanged herself from the beam in our house, wearing a dress soaked in blood red. My mom saw me and dragged me to the body, yelling at me to get her down. I stared at the corpse, too terrified to move. I took 2 steps back. I couldn't do it. My mom beat me until I was crying. Okay, I'll do it. Only then did she stop. The moment my hands touched her body, cold sweat broke out all over me. Something wasn't right. She'd been dead for a while, yet her body wasn't stiff. It was warm and soft, even springy. Way too strange. My scalp went numb, and I froze. But my mom kept yelling, pushing me to move. I had no choice. Gritting my teeth, I lowered her body. My mom looked at it with disgust and told me to drag it to the mass grave. Out of nowhere, my brother spoke up. "Mom, she died in a weird way. Let's keep her for now and get Master Aaron to take a look." Just for peace of mind, Master Aaron was the village's spiritual medium. My mom hesitated when she heard that. Finally, she sighed. "Fine, let him take a look. I'm old, I'm not afraid of her. But we can't let her curse you." Watching their heartwarming mother-son moment, I suddenly felt a lump in my throat. Yeah, to her, only my brother was a son. I was nothing more than a dog. When Master Aaron arrived, he stared at my sister-in-law's body for a long time. The longer he looked, the darker his expression became. Eventually, he pulled my mom aside and whispered to her for a long while. I couldn't hear what they were saying. After their talk, my mom told me to switch rooms with my brother. I turned pale, wanting to refuse, but Master Aaron patted my shoulder kindly and said, "Luke, trust me. I'd never hurt you. Your brother's my grandnephew, and so are you. I treat you both the same." I still hesitated. "Then why do we have to switch rooms?" Master Aaron frowned. "The girl hanged herself in red. She's bound to become a vengeful ghost. Your birth sign is Yang. You need to stay on the sunny side of the house, your brother's room. His sign is Yin, so he should sleep in your old room, the shady side. That's the only way to keep you both alive. If not, you'll both die." He really emphasized those last 2 words. Both die. I shuddered and dared not argue. I agreed immediately. That night, I slept soundly in my brother's big, soft bed. Way better than mine, which didn't even have a mattress. The next morning, I opened my eyes and saw Master Aaron at the door, smiling. "Well, I told you you'd be fine. Do you believe me now?" I blushed, feeling a little embarrassed about doubting him yesterday. Just as I was about to speak, my mom cut in, calling me to help in the kitchen. She said people were coming to attend the funeral and the funeral meal had to be ready on time. I didn't dare delay and rushed to her side. But when I got to the big pot, I froze. The ground was littered with snakeheads, hundreds, maybe thousands. My scalp tingled. I looked at my mom, about to speak, but she shot me a deadly glare to shut me up. She muttered under her breath, "Not a word. If Master Aaron finds out, I'll beat you dead." He said no more snake meat. But come on, we've got it right here. Why waste it? You know how much pork costs? We can't afford that. If we spend all our money on meat, how are we supposed to find your brother a wife? I prepare it right. They won't even know it's snake. I lowered my head and said nothing. Following my mom's instructions, I stuffed the snake heads and skins into a burlap sack and secretly dumped them behind the mountain when Master Aaron wasn't looking. By the time I got home, the house was already packed with people. My mom was ladling food, 1 scoop at a time, into their bowls. Everyone was eating with greasy mouths, using chopsticks to stuff chunks of meat into their mouths. Master Aaron handed me a bowl of meat and waved me over. "Eat up. Your sister-in-law's burial is tomorrow. You'll need the energy to stay up with her tonight." My hands trembled as I held the bowl, my face pale. Master Aaron, the way she died, If I stay up with her, won't that kill me? I don't want to die, Master Aaron. He looked at me deeply, then patted my shoulder. Don't worry, you're a virgin boy with a Yang life. No ghost can touch you. Besides, only you can suppress her. You must keep vigil tonight. If you don't, your whole family will die. I wanted to refuse again, but before I could speak, my mom stormed over. I immediately shut my mouth and muttered, "I understand, Master Aaron." Seeing my attitude, he nodded in satisfaction and walked away. As soon as Master Aaron turned around, my brother snatched the meat from my hands and kicked me to the ground. He spat viciously at me. Sleeping in my bed wasn't enough? You think you deserve to eat meat, too? I curled up and didn't dare make a sound. Near sunset, as Master Aaron was leaving, he reminded me again. Remember, tonight you eat, drink, piss, and shit inside the room. No matter what, don't take one step outside. No matter who calls you, don't answer. Got it? Before I could reply, my mom cut in. Master Aaron, don't worry. As soon as it gets dark, I'll lock him in from the outside. He won't get out even if he wants to. Master Aaron looked at my pale face, then at my mom, as if he wanted to say something but held back. With a flick of his sleeve, he left. As soon as he was gone, my mom shoved me into the morning hall. My legs gave out the moment I saw the blood-red coffin. I begged her, "Mom, I'll keep watch. I swear I won't go out. Please don't lock me in." She said nothing, just gave me a cold look and shut the door. Through the crack, I saw her lock it with a chain as thick as a baby's arm. No matter how I screamed, she didn't budge. Eventually, I grew hoarse and numb. Dragging myself step by step toward my sister-in-law's coffin, I sobbed, "I never hurt you, I swear. Please don't hurt me. I just want to live, even if it's like a dog. I want to live." After I finished, the morning hall went completely silent. I let out a small breath of relief and leaned against the coffin, slowly drifting off to sleep. I didn't know how long I'd been out when strange sounds suddenly came from the coffin. I jerked awake, heart pounding, pressing my ear to the coffin. I heard nails scratching against the wood. Cold sweat broke out all over me. I dropped to my knees and banged my head against the floor. "Please, sister-in-law, I beg you, spare me. I've never harmed you." I don't know how many times I bowed before the scratching finally stopped. Just as I breathed a huge sigh of relief, I heard a key turning in the lock. Outside. Terrified, I shrank behind the coffin. The sound continued, every second stretching unbearably long. When I thought I might die from fear, the door creaked open. My brother stepped in, eyes bloodshot. He took one look at me and shoved me out. I didn't hesitate, scrambled out of the morning hall like my life depended on it. As I closed the door, I saw him lift the coffin lid and climb in, desperate. Soon, low groans began echoing from the morning hall. My brother was. I covered my mouth in shock, but she was already dead. He didn't even spare a corpse. Moments later, he walked out, zipping his pants, looking completely satisfied. He glared at me. "I was never here tonight. Got it? If anyone finds out, I'll kill you." I shrank back and promised over and over to keep quiet. Only then did he leave, content. That dawn, Master Aaron arrived. He looked surprised to see me. Noticing his expression, I cautiously asked, "Master Aaron, is something wrong?" He frowned and asked, "Did anything happen last night?" Remembering my brother's warning, I clenched my jaw and lied. Nothing happened. I couldn't tell if Master Aaron believed me. He just stared at me so intensely my spine turned cold. Just as I was about to confess, a shriek interrupted us. It was my mom. Master Aaron rushed to her room and found my brother's arms and neck covered in thick, scaly snakeskin. He was clawing at himself in pain. Aaron's face darkened, muttering, "This isn't right. The curse should have been passed on. How is this happening?" Then, he suddenly grabbed my arm, eyes cold. "Your brother went to the mourning hall last night, didn't he?" Before I could answer, my mom burst into sobs. "Please, Master Aaron, don't worry about that now. Just help the child. He can't take it anymore." Master Aaron let go of me and told me to fetch a bowl of white rice from the kitchen. I ran as fast as I could, brought it back, and handed it to him. He scattered the rice over my brother. The moment it touched his skin, black smoke sizzled up. When the rice was all gone, my brother went limp, unconscious in my mom's arms. She looked at Aaron nervously. "Is Kyle going to be okay now?" Aaron gritted his teeth. "Okay? This is just the beginning. That bastard must have gone to the mourning hall. How else could the yin energy be this strong? It's impossible." He stopped mid-sentence like something clicked. He staggered toward the hall and threw open the coffin. The moment he saw what was inside, he nearly collapsed. I rushed to catch him. My eyes followed his gaze. Inside the coffin, my sister-in-law's once flat stomach was now swollen like a balloon. I stared in horror at Master Aaron. His face went pale as paper. "So it's true. It's true. He brought this on himself. Serves him right. This is what he deserves." My mom rushed over, stared at the body, and turned to Master Aaron in a panic. "What happened? She wasn't like this before." Aaron shot her a deadly glare. "Don't ask me. What good is asking me? Go ask your son, see what good deed he's done. Blinded by lust. I can't handle this anymore." He shook off his sleeve and turned to leave, but my mom clung to him. "You can't just walk away, Master Aaron. Kyle is..." "Enough." He cut her off sharply, then sighed and pointed at the body. "That girl came from nowhere. She was cursed from the start. Then she died violently, making her even more dangerous. I was already bending the rules, stealing from the King of Hell just to give you a chance to save her, and you blew it. You let her absorb Yang energy, and now she's carrying a corpse fetus." My mom ignored everything he said, just clung to him, pleading, "There's got to be a way, right? You won't let Kyle die like this, will you?" Master Aaron looked at her long and hard, then pulled out 3 yellow talismans, giving 2 to her and 1 to me. "Remember, once it gets dark, stick this talisman above your bed. No matter what you hear, don't go outside. Got it?" My mom nodded hard. Aaron added grimly, "That thing is too powerful. I can't handle it. I'll have to fetch my junior uncle from the mountain. He won't be here until tomorrow. But if you do what I say, that thing won't be able to touch you tonight." As soon as Master Aaron left, I skipped dinner and shut myself in my room. I stuck the talisman above the bed, sat down, and replayed everything in my head. Then I stared at that talisman from daylight till nightfall. By noon the next day, Master Aaron returned with a young man. The young man glanced at me, then turned to Master Aaron. Aaron's face turned ghostly pale. He tried to speak, but the man cut him off with a gesture. "Save it. I don't care what happened. I came to exorcise and subdue the dead. That's the only thing I'm here for." His tone was sharp and cold, but Aaron didn't dare talk back. He timidly asked what to do. The young man said nothing and headed straight to the mourning hall. I followed closely behind. He turned to me. "Why are you following me?" I lowered my head and whispered, "Can you save me?" He looked at me with interest. "What's this? You already figured it out?" I nodded, then quickly shook my head. A knowing smile tugged at his lips. "Come with me." "Oh, and my name's Tony." The moment Tony saw my sister-in-law's corpse, his expression changed instantly. I leaned closer and asked, "Is something wrong?" Tony's face darkened. I thought she was just a typical mother-child corpse fiend. But turns out, she wasn't even human to begin with. "Not human? Then what is she?" Tony took a deep breath. "Go check on your brother, you'll understand." I immediately led Tony to my brother's room. Even though I thought I was ready, I still jumped at the sight. Under his skin, thousands of tiny thread-like things were squirming, twisting and tangling together. My brother lay curled up on the bed, moaning in agony. Tony walked over, patted him, and pressed a yellow talisman onto his forehead. Instantly, my brother quieted, and the things writhing beneath his skin calmed down. Master Aaron looked at Tony in delight. "Uncle, it's over?" Tony shot him a glance. "Just treating the symptoms. The mother's turned into a corpse fiend. If we want to fix this, we have to start with her." Tony told me to take him to the back mountain. I looked at him curiously. "What for?" "We need a century-old peach tree. Normal coffins won't suppress her, not redwood, not blackwood. Only 100-year-old peachwood can hold her down." I stopped asking questions and led him toward the mountain. Tony circled the back mountain 3 times before stopping in front of a tree as thick as a barrel. While we were chopping, I asked, "You're going to save me, right?" Tony kept chopping as he replied, "What do you know?" I shook my head. "Nothing, yet somehow everything." "I don't know the details, but I know my mom and Master Aaron want me dead. Or rather, they want to trade my life for my brother's. I don't want to die. So, will you help me?" I stared at Tony, desperate. He paused, then looked deep into my eyes. "Don't worry, neither of you will die. Neither of you." I lowered my head and said nothing, but deep down I thought neither dying doesn't exactly sound good either. As Tony and I carried the peachwood back, my mom was pacing nervously in the yard. When she saw us, she scolded, "What took so long? The kid's been suffering this whole time." Tony gave her a look, but said nothing before he could speak. Master Aaron stepped forward and slapped her twice across the face. "Show some respect to Uncle." My mom clutched her face and went silent. I sneered inside. Bullies always bow to the strong. Tony ignored her, turning to me instead. "Go get a bowl of black dog's blood and 4 coffin nails. I'll stay here and build the coffin. Be quick. If we don't have the coffin ready by nightfall, even I might not be able to hold her down." I stared at Tony, confused. "What are coffin nails? Where do I get them?" Master Aaron replied, "Go to your 6th grandma. She's always favored you. You're the only one who can convince her to hand them over." I nodded and turned to run. But Master Aaron grabbed me again. "Once you get them, come straight back. Don't waste time." I nodded solemnly. He finally let go, and I ran all the way to 6th Grandma's house. She smiled when she saw me, then started crying. Her hands trembled as she touched my head. "Thank goodness you're okay. I wanted to help, but my legs aren't what they used to be. I couldn't make it to your house." "Thank goodness you're safe." I stared at her in surprise. "You know what's been happening?" She wiped her eyes. "My legs may be weak, but I still have my spiritual senses. The village has been soaked in resentment lately. I heard bits and pieces, and figured out most of it. I know why you're here. Those nails may be rare, but if they can save you, it's worth it." As she got up to fetch the nails, I gently held her back. "No rush, Grandma. I have a few questions first." She looked at me long and hard, her face unreadable. After a while, she finally said, "Ask." "Grandma, ever since I was a kid, my mom never liked me. Do you know why? Or why she even had me?" 6th Grandma took a deep breath. "To carry on your father's bloodline, of course. Maybe she didn't want you, but your father wouldn't take no for an answer." "So it's true?" I gave a bitter smile. My brother's not my dad's son, is he? Grandma, my brother, is he? Master Aaron's son? She waved her hands quickly. No, child. You've got it all wrong. Master Aaron is generations older than your mom. If your brother were his child, they'd have been cursed to death long ago. But your brother, he's Aaron's grandson. I took a deep breath. That explained everything. The first night, Aaron had me switch rooms with my brother to protect him. The second night, he made me keep vigil. He wanted me to die in my brother's place. If it hadn't been for my mom being cheap and cooking that lust snake, if my brother hadn't lost control and gone to the mourning hall, I'd already be dead. Grandma stroked my head sadly. Poor child. In a place like this, we're the fish, and they're the knives. Sometimes all you can do is accept your fate. I looked sharply at her. Says who? Why should I accept it? Why should I be the fish? Why can't I be the knife? Grandma stared at me in shock. What are you going to do? I stared back, determined. I'm going to change my fate. Grandma, please give me those coffin nails. When I returned home with the nails and Black Dog's blood, Aaron's face darkened. What took you so long? I shrank back and muttered. Grandma said the nails are precious. She didn't want to give them to me. I had to beg for a while before she agreed. That seemed to ease Aaron's expression. He looked me over, hesitant. She didn't say anything else, did she? I kept my head down. She said my sister-in-law is dangerous, and that I need to stay alive. Nothing else? I shook my head. No. Only then did he relax and send me to Tony. When I reached him, Tony had already finished the coffin. I stared in awe. Normally a coffin takes weeks to make. You're faster than the carpenters. Tony shrugged. Used a few special tricks. No time to waste. Then he looked at the mourning hall. Go bring your sister-in-law out. I walked through your village. Everyone soaked in resentment except you. Only you can carry her out. Anyone else would die. I narrowed my eyes. So my sister-in-law would kill anyone in this village. Except me, right? Tony didn't answer, but his expression said it all. I nodded. Wait here. I'll go get her. Inside the coffin, her belly was even bigger than before. Her once bare fingers now had long red nails. If you looked closely, you could see them still growing, slowly but surely. I didn't dare hesitate. I picked up her corpse and rushed out. Tony stared at the body, his face darker than ever. It's begun a corpse transformation, and in broad daylight too. She's pure evil. But he looked at the coffin nails and the Black Dog's blood. Thankfully, we have what we need to seal her. She'll never reincarnate. I flinched at that. Seal her, fine. But why make sure she never reincarnates? Tony narrowed his eyes, voice cold. A centipede dies, but doesn't stiffen. Better to end it once and for all than live in fear. She's a vengeful ghost, no mercy. I lowered my head for a long time before quietly saying, why not mercy? You know what she went through. It's our village that failed her. A flicker of disdain crossed Tony's face. But she's already dead. If I don't act now, your whole village could die. One life versus many, can't you tell which matters more? I looked up, eyes burning. You're wrong. One life matters too. Everyone only gets one. Just because more people did wrong doesn't mean one innocent person should die. No punishment if everyone's guilty. That's the stupidest logic ever. Tony went quiet. After a long time, he finally smiled. Who knows? Maybe you're right. But I was raised to believe one person's pain doesn't outweigh the lives of many. When you're strong enough, you can live by your own rules. For now, you follow mine. I knew I couldn't convince him. so I said nothing more. I followed his instructions, nailing the coffin shut one nail at a time and pouring the black dog's blood over it. Everything went smoothly. I could see the tension ease from Tony's face. He had me help carry the coffin to the mass grave. I was confused. Shouldn't we bury her on the mountain? Why the dump? Tony explained as we walked. She died violently. Even sealed, she's full of evil. If we bury her on the mountain, it'll curse the whole village for years. But the mass grave? It's pure yin perfect to neutralize her kind. I let out a cold laugh at Tony's words. You really do think of everything, huh? Of course he did, had everything perfectly arranged for the bad guys. By the time we got home, my brother had completely recovered. Master Aaron was bowing and scraping before Tony, insisting he stay the night. Tony was about to decline, but I cut in. Stay the night. It's almost dark. You won't be able to leave the village before nightfall. I know your powers are strong, and you're not afraid of anything unclean. But the roads in our village get treacherous at night. One wrong move, and it could go very badly. Only then did Tony nod and agree. That night, after everyone was asleep, I brought a jug of wine to Tony's room. He looked surprised to see me. I held up the jug and gave it a shake. It's been a long day. Have a drink. I know you've been holding back. Tony frowned. How did you know? I smirked. I've had a sharp nose since I was a kid. The moment you stood next to me, I smelled it boozy and bone deep. You must drink often. You've been dry all day, it must have been killing you. Tony didn't argue. He snatched the jug from my hands and gulped it down. After watching him finish the whole jug, I let out a breath and sat across from him, staring through the dim yellow light. You're not exactly a good guy, are you? Tony froze. I smiled. Don't deny it just yet. From the moment you arrived, you knew Aaron wanted to trade my life for my brother's. You saw it immediately, but didn't bat an eye. Human life clearly means nothing to you. Everyone in this village, they drove my sister-in-law to her death, yet you want her soul damned forever, and still go out of your way to protect this wretched place. You're cold, indifferent, and blind to right and wrong. Tony looked furious and reached for his horsetail whisk, trying to hit me but found he couldn't lift a finger. I grinned and pointed to the jug. Good wine, huh? It's our village's special brew, sweet and fragrant. Only problem? After drinking it, your body goes numb for the whole night. Tony glared at me. What are you trying to do? You think you can kill me? I shook my head. Of course not. But my sister-in-law can. Just as I said it, she walked in holding her child, flashing a chilling grin at Tony. Nothing's more terrifying than a ghost smile. It's always the last thing you see. Tony stared at her in horror, mumbling. Impossible. No, you were sealed. How can this be? What's so impossible? I sneered. You think I handed you those nails and dog's blood without doing anything to them? As the fear spread across his face, my sister-in-law slowly stepped toward him. When my sister-in-law and I reached my mom's room, she wasn't asleep yet. She, my brother, and Master Aaron were huddled together, discussing something. When my mom saw me, she froze, then got angry, and tried to scold me until I stepped aside, and they saw my sister-in-law behind me. The terror on their faces was instant. Master Aaron pointed at me. It was you. Why did you do this? I looked at him coldly. Why? Are you really asking why? You people stole my home, treated me like a dog. Every time there was danger, you shoved me forward to die in someone else's place. My life means less than a dog to you, and now you ask why. All I ever wanted was to live, but even that you wouldn't allow. With that, I turned and walked out the door. Behind me, out of my line of sight, my sister-in-law cradled her child and stepped toward the three of them. one slow step at a time.